Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap. This is our pre-market morning routine and trade plan setup where we take a look at the market macro to micro, drill down to the structure of the market, the trade levels that we want to trade at, our targets from there, and our hypotheses. If you want to get more information about us, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com or give me a call 647-545-8065. My name's Doug McKay. I'm the founder. And this is a private group of traders. This is not a commercial venture. So come check us out. Anyway, before I start, let me get the disclaimer done. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand their knowledge of the business of trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. You and only you are responsible for the trades or investment decisions you make. Trading futures or any instrument involves risk loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than the initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in here are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own metrics. By the way, we're coming down to that 1150 area again. If we break this 1150, it's a nice short into, I think you can get 08. And a quarter out of it, if not 0550. So just keep an eye on that while I'm doing this. Yesterday we were looking for a neutral day. We had a neutral day on Tuesday, so there's a good probability that the following day is going to be a neutral day. We actually had a gap up neutral day. And basically we broke the IB to the upside and broke the IB to the low side. Very rotational day. We were expecting that. What I wasn't expecting is such a strong rally into the close, and we did in the afternoon. I was looking for this move all day. I thought we'd come down a little bit further and test the value area high from the prior day. We only got down into the first LVN area, and the buyer stepped in and took us out. Beautiful Mr. Sneaky led the way all the way up. But the levels themselves played out very well. You can see that we were trading off of the 98.50 area, the 93.75, the 89 and a quarter, and the 85.75, and then on the upside that 08 and a quarter. We nearly hit the ATR upside target at 1150. We missed it by 1 point, but overall it was a pretty decent trading day, and we turned a profit. Take a look at the news. We had unemployment claims here. Came in slightly more than expected. Expected 273, previous 267. They came in 277. We have Canadian RBC manufacturing PMI at 930 on the open, but 945 we have final manufacturing PMI, but the big one this morning is going to be your ISM, your construction spending, and the manufacturer pricing. A miss on the ISM could tell the tale for the day, but we'll find out. Just make sure you realize there's lots of news. We also have all day, we have total vehicle news, and then we've got some government board members at noon as well for European, and then FOMC Williams speaks at 2:30. So there's some scheduled news all day. Just keep an eye on it. So I'd like to start my day, of course, everybody knows, with a similar, same routine every day. I take a look at the macro to the micro in terms of trends and where we are within the trends. I start with a monthly and I work my way down. I use a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA as my two moving averages on all my charts. I'm looking for slope and separation for trend, and I'm looking for where trends are being challenged. You can see that we had this beautiful trend over the last couple of years, and this is the first time we've had 2 months below the 9 and the 20 since right here. And you can actually parallel this move with this move, and you can see that this is a similar break here and a similar second month, we rallied up back up into the 9 and the 20 and failed off the 20, and then we had that big move down, that downward trend. So this is a possible setup where we could see similar price action over the next few months, as we could rally, get our Santa Claus rally up, okay, fail off of the 9 EMA or in the 20 SMA, and then start a downward trend, a couple months into the 2016. Don't know if that's going to happen. Just looking at the possibilities and the previous structure, which is very similar. Going down, but the trend itself overall on the monthly has been challenged now, and we're closed. We just opened this month. Our month open, write it down in your journal, 1902.50. If we stay above 1902.50, we got a bullish month. We get below it, we get another bearish month happening. Going down to the weekly, you can see that we have rolled over. We do have the downside trend. We've rejected the 9 from below, and we're getting continuation down. So right now the trend on the weekly is down. On the daily, we had this downward trend, and they tried to rally, they failed, and they came down, now trading below the 9 and the 20. And again, overnight we rallied, rejected the 20, and now below the 9. So we're losing a little bit of slope, but we still have a start of a downward trend, or a continuation of a downward trend. Going to the 4-hour, a little bit of a different picture. We've rallied up overnight. We've now had a cross of the 9 over the 20. We have a naked cross here at 1892, 1893 area on the 4-hour. Keep an eye on that. We do have the start of a possible upward trend on the 4-hour. Going down to the 30-minute, we did have the rally, and they rolled over, and now we're back to trending down. And we've got slope and separation, and trading below the 9 and the 20. Let's go down one more, 15. You can see slope and separation to the downside. And then on the 5-minute, you can see we've had a pretty strong downward trend on the 5-minute. So the longer term macro view is we're rolling over and we're starting to trend down. And then as you drill down to the smaller time frames, they're confirming that right now. So we are coming into this market with a downside trend. You can see we've broken that 1150, likely to come down and test this 8.25 down here, if not get continuation to the 05. Okay, so let's take a look at the big structure. Most important thing is, we are back inside of this value area. This micro composite started with the significant breakout candle on the 21st of 08, and we've been chopping around in this value area. It is now sitting at the value area high at 1970.50, and the value area low is now dipped into the 1800s at 1894. So we're inside of this this value. We got and held above it. We dipped below it again after we gapped up yesterday, but they rallied it and they closed inside of it. Last night they rallied it all the way up to back into balance at 23, made a high of 29.50, and have since rolled over and came back down. But we are inside. Now, this area that we're trading in has a lot of undetermined fair value, and we've got this these CHVNs all the way down here. You've got 1897.25, 1900.25, 0350, the 08.25, 1350, 1950, and 23. I mean, it just goes on. There's no clear long-term price acceptance in this area. The closest we've got right now in this area is the 0875. That's why I was thinking we're likely get a move down to this area if we hold below the CLVN at 1150. 3-day micro composite, okay, still has value below us in the 75 area. So if we can't hold inside of the value area and work our way slowly back up, if we get below, my new line in the sand is going to be this 0450, then I think we're going to rotate down, test the value area high of the 3-day microcomposite and this CLVM. We were using this 9850 area yesterday as a key line in the sand. It's going to remain there again, but I'm using this as a more definitive starting point for the move down to test this. Now 1894 is going to be our big line, and if we break back below that, I don't think that we're going to hold up here. I think we're going to come all the way down here back into balance. This is where we found buyers with the gap down and the breakout of the micro composite value area. They found value here. You had your doji day, and then we gapped up and we held inside of yesterday's inside of the value area yesterday on the close. So we didn't come back down, but if they come back down the next time, I don't think we're going to have the buyers that we found in that 8650 to 8950 area. It's a brand new month, so we've got some positioning that will be going on today. If we hold this 04 1/4, I think they'll chop around and we'll get another rotational type day with an upside bias towards closing out this naked close up here at the 1950 and go and possibly get back into 23 and challenge the overnight highs. The overnight high right now is 29.50. The overnight low is 19.01 1/4. You can see that inventory is mixed overnight, but generally it is long. You've got a double distribution with a key LVN here at 16 1/4. The VPOC has shifted from the upper distribution down to the lower distribution and is currently at 1912. I just got to change that because it shifted after I wrote my number down, 1912. So let's start moving our numbers over to our trading chart. Our overnight high all the way up at 29.50, right at one of our trade levels. We take this off. Overnight high, 29.50. Overnight low, 01 1/4. We bounced right off of the VPOC, naked VPOC from yesterday, and then our VPOC right now is sitting at 12, just above our range high from yesterday at 1050 and just above that key CLVN at 1150. So I don't nearly need this right now. This is this thin area I was talking about below the 1150. It gets pretty thin down once you get below the 09 1/4 where we just bounced from. If got a double bottom there, if we get below that going into the open, I'm looking for a flush down to at least the 08 1/4, possibly the 05, and then we'll be closer to the overnight low, and that 96% probability will shift down there versus all the way up at the 29.50 area. So we don't need this. You can see that also that the lower Keltner, the center line is at 1250. A move down to the lower Keltner will take us down to that 0550 that I was just talking about. Okay, so let's start looking at our trade levels. Well, we've got this 1150. We got this 1050. I'm going to, use the range between them. Okay, and I'm not going to get short until I'm below the 1050. I'm not going to get long until I'm above the 1150. Doesn't give me, any real trade into the percentage move to come back into the overnight balance unless that balance changes, and I don't think it's going to change to the upper distribution. But we do have that CLVN overnight at 1650, and then you've got the CLVN here at 1750. So I'm going to split the difference there as well, and I'm going to wait for a break above 1750 to get long into the takeout of the naked close at 19, but I'm going to wait until it's below 1650 if I'm looking to short back in. In between the 1150 and the 1750 is our main target above range and value, which is going to be this 1350 CHVN. Above the 17, look for that 19. Our main next big target, of course, is going to be the most traded price going back to that significant breakout inside of this whole value area at 23. And then we've got the overnight high, we've got a CLVN at 25 and a quarter and our overnight high at 29.50. That's also right at a CLVN. Above there, I'd be looking for the 31.75. But the next big number is going to be up here in the 38 area. 38.50 is the value area high for the 4 days of balance we are trying to hold here, and it's also a naked VPOC here. So 30, 35. There's an intern number as well at 35 and a quarter. I think it is a monthly value area. Declining value area. So I'll just put that in there. And then our upside ATR target is at 1940 and a quarter. Our overnight low is 1901 and a quarter. Our 20-day ATR, average true range, is 38.95. So that makes our upside ATR target 40 and a quarter. We track the average true range 20-day period for the possibility of where our range can be. Off of the 29.50 high, our ATR target to the downside is all the way down at 18.90. $90.50. All right, so there's our possible range. We're currently holding this, this range high at 1050. So those are all our numbers to the upside. To the downside, if we get back inside a range, the first area I'd be looking for to target is the HVN from this upper distribution and the value area high at the 0850. It's right there at the 08 and a quarter CHVN. That's why I'm looking for that move with the break below 1150 down to that 0850. There's a little LVN just below it at 0750. So I think we've got to incorporate that and wait to be below that that LVN at 750, and then my first target would be the IB high of yesterday's range. You've got the one standard deviation above the VWAP at 06 and a quarter. You've got the IB high at 06, and you've got the 0550 that comes into play. So I'm going to front run this and target the 06 and a quarter. And then below that, there's really not anything down here until you get to this 04 and a quarter. but I think once we're inside of value, you got to be targeting the naked close at 03 and the takeout of the overnight low and the naked VPOC. You get the naked VPOC, the overnight low, the VWAP, you know, all down there at the 01 and a quarter. And then you get the 1900, but it's really this 98.50, which is the midpoint from yesterday, and that key CLVN is just above the 89 and a quarter value area high for the 3-day micro composite. So that's going to be a key line for us. And then below that, so I forgot to put the 04 in. You've got this key line here, the value area low for the longer term balance at 04. So that is going to be a key line in the sand for me today. So I'm just going to say, you know, if we get below that, we'll take out the gap, but I'm really looking for a move to test the 1900s and this next key area down here. And then just below that at 97, you've got the value area low. You've got the one standard deviation below the VWAP right there. It's an LV end. So, and it's just above this 94. I'm going to use it, but I'm going to use the open up through to the value area. I don't want to short until I get below the open from yesterday. And then I get a nice target right here at the CHVN at 94.50 and the IB low. Below that, look for continuation down to the HVN at 92.50. And then you've got this this 89.50 just below the ATR target, and the range, remember that 89.75 was our range high. So if we get back down below there, I'm looking for a move down to test this value area. Value area high from Tuesday down here at 08. But in between that, you've got the 86.50 range low, which is also the CHVN. And I'm going to use the CLVN 85.50 as a range between 86.50 and 85.50, and I want to be below the CLVN. And then I think we get a move down. You got a little bit of support at the 80. It's the value area high from the Tuesday, but the big target down here is going to be right here. Because you've got can't type today. You've got this cluster here where you've got the naked close. Thank you. You've got the micro composite VPOC from the last 3 days where they found buyers, and you've got a naked VPOC all right there in that 75. And I'm actually going to use 75 as my target. And then below that, you've got a little bit of support here. I think that's the value area low, is it? Yeah, it's a value area low from Tuesday at the 68.75. Then you've got the 65.75. This is no longer true. And then you've got all our prior numbers down below. I don't think we're going to get down that far today, but you know, just review the numbers from the prior day. So my hypothesis is if we hold the 1150, we get a rotational day with an upside bias towards that 19 and 23 and the overnight high. If we get back below the 1908, I'm looking for a move down to test the 04, and if we take out the 04, then I'm looking for a move all the way through value down to that 1897 level and possibly come down and test this ATR target to the downside in the 90, 50, 89 area. We've got news that can make a bigger move today, so we've got to look at seriously where our ATR upside target is and where our ATR downside target. And if we blow below this 89.75, I think we get and we got bad ISM news, I think we can come all the way down into the 75 today and get a bigger trend day down. But right now, until the news comes out and how they react to the news, I'm looking for rotation, either up to the 19 or down to the 04. And that's my range for the morning that I'm looking at. Let's just take a quick look where we're trading. We're trading right back at the 12, so we popped down. We didn't quite get to the 08 and a quarter. They've got this double bottom right now at 9 and a quarter. Watch that coming into the open. A break below that, then I think you see the 05 and a quarter, 04 area tested. If we can hold and stay above the range from the prior day, then on the open, I think we rally up and hit that 19 area. Possibly, get a little bit of responsive selling up in the 17 area. The 24-hour V WAP is at 17 and a quarter. Okay, taking a look at gold. Wrong chart. Wrong chart. Why do I have two gold charts open that are the same? Sorry, gang. Let me just open it here. So it's open somewhere. Okay, so gold still, broke down. I'm going to draw a little bit of a profile down here. Micro composite, see where balance is right now. Balance is 14.10. We're trading 14.50. Again, with the breakdown, I'm expecting a move down to this 11.0650. If we get below this 11.1270, I might even take the short today into this 0660. That's the next target below us. If we can hold this 11.12, then they're likely to rotate back up into this 18 and come up and testing the range low from this larger balance area up here. And the value area low is up at 11.21 and a quarter, 20 I should say, 11.21. 20, and then above the 22.40, then we get a bigger rally, and I'm looking for a rally into 26 and back it up into the 31. 31 is the overall longer-term balance right now in this area. So that's what I'm looking at in gold. So that's going to complete our pre-market session. We're holding that 1150, coming up into the 1350. So we're going to open. If we stay up here, we're going to open outside of range and outside of value, look for the possibility of initiative buyers stepping in and ripping us up into that 1923 area. If we get two-sided trading, look for them to come down and test this 1050, and if they break it, push through to test the 08 area. That is it for me. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.